morning, Balsicans and Hexicans, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the DeFi Crypto Alliance show, where we're doing our best to bridge the gap between our fellow entrepreneurs and the best damn crypto community around. Pulse Chain, guys, and this is the loudest megaphone in Pulse Chain land. What is going on? It's been a little while again. I have been traveling. We have been to Texas and back. Went out there for an event, had an absolutely amazing time, and been doing a lot of work inside the business, guys. We are getting some traction there, which is awesome. We are having an amazing end of the year, going in strong into 2026 is the key. Are you doing the same with your businesses? Are you doing the same with your work? How are you going to make 2026 the best year that you possibly can make it? And it is up to you. The power is in your hands to make 2026 the best possible year that you could ever imagine. You're the one that's in control of that. You're the one who's in the driver's seat. Don't leave it up to crypto. I think crypto can do just fine in 2026. In fact, a lot of indicators are telling us that 2026 could be the year, maybe for altcoin season. Obviously, if Bitcoin had topped, we'll see if it bottoms somewhere in 2026, which it should. And the volatility to the downside shouldn't be as much as it was, because we know we didn't have that big of a blow off top or parabolic top. So I think since we didn't have so much upward momentum this time around, the downward momentum won't be as much, at least when it comes to Bitcoin. So who knows? Business ISM is still trending in the same direction. If you guys follow that, I love following Ro Powell. Also, Sami talks about it too. Business ISM, could see a shift change in 2026. So if that were to happen, maybe we start seeing a more risk-on environment for crypto, and that's going to be good for all our coins. I don't care what ecosystem you're in, what you're doing. It's just going to be good in general, especially the ecosystems with a good community. Yep, that's what I believe. So 2026, how are you making it the best year? Don't rely on crypto. Crypto could do good, but you need to be doing something to make it the best year, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially, right? What are the things that you're doing? I like to do every single year what's called the January letter. The January letter is a very powerful tool that I use. I haven't done it in the last couple of years, but I'm bringing it back this year. And this is where I write from the first person a year from now. So I'll write a letter to myself as though I'm talking to myself a year into the future. So I'm a year in the future looking back on how all of 2026 went and what came to fruition during that year. And I write a letter out and I touch on all the 5 pillars: spiritual, mental, physical, financial. What's the other one? Maybe it's 4 pillars. Yeah, it's 4 pillars. So those are the things I touch on, and what goals I had met, and what was the outcome of meeting those goals. And I write that in a big old long letter, and I read it to myself every single day before I go to bed. And this is what I used to do. And you'd be surprised on how much stuff will come to fruition or come, true if you do that. It's like, as part of like that whole, there's the law of attraction. If you're thinking about it, if you're putting in your subconscious, you're going to take actions to work towards those goals. And that's kind of the key there. And it works really well. Like I said, I haven't done it in a couple of years. I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to bring it back because I want to make 2026 the most banger year that I've ever had. I want to make the most money in business, which will be millions of dollars. I want to be in the best possible health that I can possibly be in, right? Which I've already started my health journey for well over a year and a half ago now. But I want to continue that. I want to keep working on, how can I fine tune the things I need to do to keep the best possible health that I could possibly be in, right? I want to extend my life, I want to live to be 150 years old so I can create as many memories and experiences with my loved ones as possible, right? That's the one thing I believe we leave behind in this life is memories and experiences that really matter. Of course, you can leave behind the Lambos and the bank accounts and the mansions, whatever, but that's all just stuff, material stuff. It doesn't matter to loved ones. What really matters is your presence and the memories and experiences experiences you create with them in your presence. And that's what really, to me, is going to make me the most happiest when I go off to meet my maker for my deathbed, is that I was able to create those things with my loved ones. And the only way to do that, man, is just be fine-tuned in all areas of my life, trying to get 1% better. You'll never be perfect. That's fine. We're human, but we'd always be striving to get 1% better at all areas of our life. So that's how I'm going to make 2026 the best year. Kind of go over, maybe I'll even come on here, and when I write my January letter, I might even read it to you guys. Screw it. Like, I might actually go through it and show you guys some of the format. I'll read it, some of them to you. I'll let you know. I'll see how I feel after I write it, if I want to be more public about it with it. But we'll see how I feel. But I'm going to write that on New Year's Day, when it's awfully quiet everywhere and everybody is just kind of at home chilling. Most people will be hungover. Not me. I don't drink. I haven't drank in almost 10 years. It's been 7 years, I think. I have to go and look. But yeah, I will write my January letter that day. And once again, it's 1 year into the future. You're looking back, and you're setting all these goals for yourself, and you're telling yourself, or writing a letter to yourself, how 2026 went, and what goals were met, and what were the outcomes of those goals. Maybe you took a trip, right? You took your family out to Telluride, Colorado, to do a week-long ski trip as a celebratory because you had the best month in business you've ever had. Like, that's a good thing to write down in your January letter, and you read that every single day and see if it comes to fruition. So that's what I'll be doing. It'll be a lot of fun. We are going to make this the best year in business that we possibly can. And that would be absolutely awesome. We're writing, we're doing a lot of things right now, me and Dane, in our business, to reshape it and to really get some traction. We're already starting to get a lot of traction, which is, why I haven't been streaming as much, because we've been working a lot, which is awesome. It's my version of touching grass, guys. Like, that's what I do to disconnect from crypto, is I go out and I work on the other things in my life to always get 1% better, spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. So just some of my thought processes there for getting ready for 2026. And who knows, and why we're doing all these things to get 1% better in our lives. Maybe crypto can finally go on that run. Maybe the business ISM can come up and give us the altcoin season that we wanted. And I think that's what Richard Hart is watching. He's watching the Bitcoin dominance. He's watching the business ISM. He's looking for a better, just a better economy, market conditions to pump this chain. You can't pump this chain in these market conditions. Why? Because people are in pain. People sell off because they aren't improving their lives. They're not making their lives 1% better. They're getting laid off from their jobs. Their businesses are failing. And so what do? Is they take out of the risk on assets, which, they should actually. If you need that money to pay your mortgage, if you need that money to pay your car note, if you overexpose yourself, you should not have that money inside crypto. You should be having that money in real life so you can support your family, right? So that's my thoughts on that. But let's check in with the secret chart real quick. I know that's why you guys come out watch this show, is you just want to know how we are doing, where we're at in the market, as compared to Ethereum. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We haven't done this in a while. Let's see if anything has changed. Actually, I like what I am seeing. I hope it plays out. You guys know I love if we just saw a nice W with a lower high or higher low, whatever they call it, right here. And it looks like it's trying to play out. I'm going to remove this, all that, so you guys can see. But we have to bounce right here. If we bounce in this area, then we are going to be creating solid market structure going into 2026 for a strong year. We'll see what happens. As far as the assets themselves, they are down on the day. Pulse is down 10%. We're at 4.0159. We are at 4.0124 on Pulse X. Inc is at 62 cents. hex at decimal 0027 and so forth. So like we're back down in those ranges where we're kind of making a double bottom against the dollar. We'll see once again, do we want to hold these levels or do we want to go lower? Only time will tell. But if we see a bounce here, that would give us strong indication that market structure is coming into place. Okay, so this is what we want to see. This is, once again, guys, everyone who watches my show, I know you know, but if you're new here, this is Pulse measured against ETH on the weekly. Put it on the line chart. Get rid of the noise, get rid of the emotion, and look for market structure. That's all you're doing. And in fact, if you're sitting in the sidelines with stables or liquid, perfectly fine. Like, you can wait for this to play out. And once you see market structure, once that W, it would need to break this midline here, and it breaks out, you could go ahead and take a position, and you're probably in a really good place or high likelihood of maybe some upside potential. It's not guaranteed, never is. TA, it's just a one tool in the tool belt to kind of give us an idea what could be coming next, but it's definitely not 100%. This fails all the time. But we need to have some tools to look at to give us an idea where we're at. So right now, I like what I'm seeing. We'll see if we can hold this structure, if we can put in the W, put in market structure, and I think we could do just fine for 2026. Once again, I think 2026 is the year of Pulse Chain. I know it's like everyone here is so tired and burnt, and man, some of the lessons that we all should take away from this is not to participate in any crypto whatsoever when we're not in altcoin season. It's just one of the lessons learned, that only participating in Bitcoin was the play. And it's been that play every single market cycle. If you go back and look, it's Bitcoin only unless you're having an altcoin season. So a lot of lessons to be learned here. And once again, it's us that made the mistakes. Don't blame your favorite influencer. Don't blame Richard Hart. It's not him. Man, he's just being a businessman and doing what he does. And we all gave him the money, and we bought the top, literally bought the fucking top of Pulse Chain last cycle. That's what we did. And we need to look at what we did wrong and fix those moves moving forward. And that's what we did. And that's how people lose money in this space, is by buying the top and FOMOing off emotion. And that's exactly what happened to all of us in this community last cycle. So got to keep that in mind. Once altcoin season comes, then for me and my money, it's Bitcoin and Bitcoin only until the next altcoin season is upon us. Right. And we can look at different indicators like the Bitcoin dominance, good market structure on our favorite altcoins when you measure it against ETH or measure it against Bitcoin. Because obviously, if you're measuring against Bitcoin, you can also see those W's in market structure and look for when some of your favorite altcoins are breaking out. And that's when you want to start taking positions. These are the lessons that I've learned, man, over the last couple of years. The mistake I made is I bought the fucking top at Pulse Chain last cycle. It's just how it goes. You live and learn, man. You never learn, but it's nobody's fault but mine. Man, don't fall into the miseryless company on Twitter, dude. Woe is to me. Oh, man, fuck off. Go get a life and build a business and stop hanging around and being toxic. And, just fuck off. That's all I got to say to those guys. Go touch some fucking grass and do something meaningful with your life. Jesus, man, Christ. That's horrible. So market structure looking pretty good on the secret chart. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see if we could place, a nice W there. But time will tell, right? We're coming into the holidays here. Maybe we get a nice Christmas pump and put in that, that market structure. That could happen. One of my favorite, he's not really an influencer, but TA guy. We'll just call him that. He's one of my favorite TA guys who's been awfully right about Pulse Chain this entire time, which I used to fade him because I was like, oh my God, bro, you're always so bearish. He's bullish for 2026. It makes sense. It makes sense in my head. So once again, not financial advice, guys. I'm just a fucking dude on the internet. I come on here and I ramble about what's going on in my head. That's all I do. This is never financial advice. You make your own decisions. Take responsibility and accountability for your own decisions, please, when you're pushing those buy and sell buttons. That's all you got to do, right? And from there, live and learn and grow. And that's the most important things we could do in all our lives and everything we do, right? We're always going to take L's. That's just how shit goes. When you take an L, you take a step back, you analyze the situation, and you move on, and you don't repeat the mistakes. Boom. That's it. And don't wallow in your misery over it. Please. I don't understand. People like hate themselves, I think. Like they must like look at themselves in the mirror and have the worst self-esteem and absolutely don't and have lack of love for themselves because the way they wallow in their own misery and they try to bring everyone else into their misery is because they hate themselves and they don't love themselves. As simple as that. Don't fall for it. So 53 of you guys watching. That's not bad. We only got 13 on YouTube. We got to pump those numbers up just a little bit. Give me a like. Come on, smash it. Hit the bell notification if you've never been here before. For some reason, I look at my statistics and like only 50% of you guys who watch my show actually subscribe to my show, which is absolutely freaking nuts. I don't flood your inbox like Sami does. Sami's great. But, I don't flood your inbox like he does. Shit, I'm only doing about one show a week lately because I've been touching grass. That's how I deal with the volatility. And, come on in, subscribe. We're going to be bringing the best content we possibly can about, everything business. When the top is in, I'll let you know when I'm probably taking profits, when I think altcoin season's coming. Although I am very wrong about a lot of this stuff, keep that in mind. I'm just a guy. And if you like my thought processes and want to listen in, hit the bell notification, please. If you're over on Twitter, give me a retweet, give it all that jazz and see if we can get some people to watch the content there. And if you really want to help out their algorithms, come over and help me out on YouTube because that's where it matters the most. So what are you guys' thoughts? What are you guys doing for 2026 to make it the best banger year possible? And don't say, man, I'm going all in on crypto. There's got to be something else to it, man, right? There's got to be something else to it. So, D Nice, what up, bro, man? How are you doing? Let's go. I was just thinking about you this morning and hoping you're keeping your head up. And, man, keeping it up high, man. We're having a lot of fun working in the business, making some money there, trying to get some stability there. 2025 was rough for us in business. Business ISM sucked, right? But just in general, it sucked. So we are doing a lot of things, a lot of work to get things going again and get profitable again, which is very important. So that's what we're working on now. I was at the gym this morning, got my pump in, of course. I know you do too. And loving life, man, as always. Brune, what up, man? E-Hex for the win. Maybe, man, I got a bag of it. We'll see. E-Hex will probably do just fine along with the rest of the cores. I think RH is done trying to, sacrifice the stepchild out in the back of the, what do they say, the back of the garage or the shed, back of the shed. Shoot your firstborn in the back of the shed. I think he's kind of done with that. So I think E-Hex is a very strong possibility of doing well. Along with all the other assets. We're getting my wife's land business back up and running, Jenny. That's cool, man. One of my old employees, so I had a business where we were doing real estate wholesaling. It was great. We were doing between 20 and 40 deals a month, making a lot of money. Shut it down because I got tired of working 60, 70 hours a week and being a glorified HR department. Man, it was freaking just crazy amount of work. Made a lot of money, though. You can make a lot of money real estate wholesaling. One of my employees, though, when we shut down the business, he went off and started a land business. He started a land wholesaling business. And so what he does, it's just like the real estate stuff. He goes out and locks the property up from the homeowner just to get the contract. And then he goes out and arbs the contract and sells the contract to an investor who actually wants the land. Maybe they want to build on it. Maybe they want to park some RVs on it. Who knows, right? But that's what he does. He's just arbing those contracts, wholesaling those contracts, and he's doing very well. He's doing very well with it. Even in the real estate itself is kind of very soft. If you're real estate wholesaling, it's very soft because a lot of the investors are kind of getting a little bit, they're just a little bit shaky because of the market and they don't know where real estate's heading. So they don't want any long-term flips. Even the rentals are hard to sell right now, just because it's a lot of unknowns. And land is still doing well, from what I heard. So from him, could be good, man. Could be good. Funkmaster Hex, what is going on? I'll cheers you, bro, with my sparkling water. There it is, man. And the myth, the man, the legend. He's here for the tech. I am here for the gains. Remember that. Although he's winning by being here for the tech, because I've got no gains so far. But that will change one day, Fast Abdul. And then what are you going to do? Work Daddy. Hey, my name is Don, and I'm a cryptoholic. You're in the right place, Don. We all are a bit of a cryptoholic once in a while here on this show. We just need to do it responsibly and healthy. Okay. Everything's good in moderation, bro. Everything, right? It's the problem is that some of us have problem with moderation. I'm one of them. Like, I have a very addictive personality. I go all in on everything I do. Works great on family and business and God and my health. It works horrible on drugs and alcohol and even crypto. So know thyself is key going into 2026. So just a little my 2 cents on that. But hey, I'm a cryptoholic with you. That's for sure. Extra Pulse X, what is going on, my man? Seems like someone with millions of dollars to scoop the lows wants Pulse X lately. Dude, of course, man. There's big players out there that are watching our assets and that want these assets. And there will be new whales and sharks that will emerge out of these waters from all this capitulation and downward pressure. It's just it's how markets work. You know, one guy who is no longer valuing this and got fudded out from the woe is me guy on Twitter is dumping his bags at the all-time lows at 90% loss. 95% loss is another man's gain. He's scooping at the bottom. He didn't experience the 90% loss. He came in nice and fresh. He's a smart investor, maybe. He's scooping up the bottom, and now he's going to get himself a nice 5, 10, 20, maybe even a 50x on his money. It'd be crazy because he's buying these absolute lows. So it's smart, man. I mean, if I had some DCA money, I'd be scooping up some. And Pulse X, man, from my TA friend who has been pretty accurate with all his calls on Pulse Chain, is saying Pulse X is going to be the first massive mover for 2026. Could be wrong. Who knows? I don't know. I got a bag of Pulse X. You guys know that. I got a bag, so we'll see, man. Is it going to be the first mover? I don't know, but a lot of people have dumped it, right? And, you know, a lot of the people who were in Pulse X back in 2024, 25, 23, really, back in the, like, we all bought the top. Sucks. But a lot of people who were in then, they're out. They sorted a loss, right? And one man's loss is another man's gain. That's crypto, man. Shit, that's crypto right there. You got to have these bottom sellers for someone to come in and make the 50x. Just the way the game works, man. Frank White, what's up, man? Bang, bang, pulse game. Let's go. I'm still in it to win it with you guys. That's for damn sure. I'm here. I wish I had some money to DCA. I might here at the end of the month. We'll see how the month closes out. If we come in strong at the end of the month with the business, I might throw in another 10, 15K into Pulse X. I don't know, man. If my friend is right, because he's been right about everything else, and I faded that shit, man. He was very bearish on Pulse Chain from the day it launched all the way up till now. And he even called this local bottom months ago. Months ago, he called this bottom. And if he's right, man, God, I need to come in at a 10 grand, scoop at that Pulse X bottom, like the wells are doing. That Extra Pulse X said, could be good. I don't know. Once again, not financial advice. That could be absolutely crazy. That's what I say. So, D Nice, the January letter is recommendation from Grant Cardone. Also, is it, man? I didn't even know. I didn't know he does that. My old mentor, Sean Terry, is where I got it from. Sean Terry's a real estate mentor. So if you look him up, you can see he's all over YouTube. He's got a bunch of videos, podcasts, stuff like that. Sean Terry, he still teaches it some, but he's partnered with another friend of mine now in his coaching company. He taught real estate wholesaling. And he was my coach for, man, 7, 8 years. And he did the January letter, and he had a big old format, and it was great, man. And I did it the whole entire time I was, learning under him, and it works well. It works really, really well. And it just gets you envisioning the future and the possibilities and write realistic goals. Like if you're somebody who is, you know, you can obviously do a 2 to a 10x on your finances, or maybe your health, or maybe even your spirituality, right? Like you could, that's very realistic, but don't go putting up, like 100x maybe on crypto. That's a possibility, but like to 100x your income, is it possible? Yeah, but you better have a plan. You better have a good business plan, and you better have a way of executing it if you're going to 100x your income in 2026. So just write it with very realistic goals in mind, with outcomes that are very realistic, that moves the needle forward. That makes you better in every possible way, mental, spiritual, physical, and financial, and write a story about it, right? And that's what I do. And so, yeah, I didn't know Grant Cardone did that. That's interesting. So maybe that's where Sean got it from. It's possible that Sean Terry got it from Grant Cardone. Hey, Corey, let's go. What's going on? Hex 10, 69, 64. It's the stupid handles that they show now. They used to show our stage names. I don't know why they got away with that. Oh, well. It's, yeah. And Valkyria 7097. It looks like the crypto market may be boring, May for the next Fed chair. Yeah, so the next Fed chair, that is looking like what, May? May is when Jerome Powell is supposedly going to be exiting. So like even if we don't get something in Q1, and business ISM doesn't start breaking up, then I think it will. I think Q1 will be the time we start seeing a shift. Then at the very least, the second half of the year, to your point, we have the Fed changing, right? We have Jerome Powell leaving. That Trump is not going to not allow someone to sit in that chair who is not money printer friendly. There's no way Trump is going out like that with the market sucking as bad as they have been. It's just, I don't see it. He has a bigger ego than Richard Hart. Way bigger ego. So this is a very good point. So one way or another, I see 2026, whether it be in the front end or the back end, doing very well. And that's for overall, for the economy, business, crypto, just in general, right? This could be a good time. If you ever thought about starting a business, it could be a good time you go out there and get your kind of your entrepreneurial legs under you. We'll be doing 2026 when that business ISM is starting to really creep up and starting to go parabolic, and when the money printer gets turned on, because that's when it gets easier to go out there and start a new business, a new entrepreneurial journey, because there's just more liquidity in the market. It's easier to sell your offer or whatever you're trying to do in life. It's just easier to sell. People have more money. That's why risk on assets go up, because people have more money. So yeah, it could be a good time for that. If you ever thought about starting your own business and being an entrepreneur, which I think all you guys should. All you guys are crypto investors. There's no reason why you shouldn't be thinking about, how can I start a new entrepreneurial journey in 2026? You understand risk. Look, crypto's the riskiest shit out there. If you understand that risk, why don't you understand the risk of starting a business? Starting a business is going to give you the most growth that you possibly can get out of your life, and it's a more sure bet of financial freedom than crypto is. Crypto's great, but man, starting a business is going to give you the absolute most growth that you've ever experienced in your own entire life. And I mean mentally, even spiritually, financially, and somehow it even bleeds into physically, because before I owned a business, I was not into my health. I was an alcoholic. Owning a business changed the person who I am completely under the hood. Completely. And every one of you guys should be out there striving to do the same. Start a business in 2027. Make a shit ton of money that way. And then you can bring that money into crypto, right? That's your risk off strategy. That way you stay in a position that you're going to be okay, your family's okay, and you can put money in the markets and not have to be crying because you're losing money, because you're making a shit ton of money in your business. Something to think about. for all you guys. Belgium has against 6739. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. But I mean, I should probably read months. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 more months. Oh, fuck. Mass adoption. What's going on? Thank you, Corey, for all the wisdom and inspiration. You are a new Tony Robbins. Happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to you. I do love Tony Robbins, by the way. He's absolutely awesome. And thank you. Yeah, I'm not quite at his level, obviously, but I love all the messaging and stuff that he does. He has been a great inspiration in my life. And yeah, man, happy holidays, man. Go out and spend it with loved ones, man. That's the most important thing. Touch some grass with some loved ones. That's it. Take some trips. And create some memories, man. That's just so important. People just take that for granted. They get so wrapped up in the hustle of life, right? And all the emotions that life can bring, even outside of crypto, right? Life has a lot of up and downs. And they get wrapped up in all the downs and they forget what really matters. So thank you. Appreciate it. Acid Thunder 1. Hey, Corey, what is going on, my friend? How are we doing? Duke Booze, what up, bro, man? Cheers to you with the tonic water, the sparkling water. It's not even tonic water, it's sparkling water. And that should work. Oh, about Breeze 7097. Summer 2026 should be good because one new Fed chairman. Yep. 2,000 stimulus checks. Yep. And quantitative easing. Yep. This is like, it's the recipe for everything. Start a business, experience the write up with that. I know because I started my first entrepreneur or journey started back in 2016, 17-ish. Yeah, I was 18 when I quit my 9 to 5-ish. It was actually, I worked a graveyard or swing shift, but that was 18. So I started in 16 and I got to ride that money printing out of the great financial crisis of the housing collapse that's what like Bitcoin was born out of, right? Like all that stuff. But like all that, I didn't catch the very front end of it, but I came in at a really good time and I was able to catch that tailwind and made a shit ton of money. And you all can do it by just starting a business during this time when you've just laid out the most bullish economic factors of starting a business. And it'll trick on the crypto too, right? Like this is why I think we see an altcoin season next year, right? This is why I believe that's going to happen. So something to consider, man. And while we're waiting, you're building the business. You're getting the infrastructure in place. You're putting the plans in place. You're getting ready. You're going out there and maybe you're knocking doors, or maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're cold calling, or maybe you're doing like live training events on the internet, whatever your business is, or maybe you're starting a store, an online store, and you're getting all that prepared and you're getting your inventory ready, whatever it is that fits your shtick that you resonate with. You can start working on that now. And that way, when this happens, by the time we're in midsummer, boom, baby. Telling you, it's the way to do it. All right, guys, I'm going to hop out of here. 95 of you guys watching. I'll try to do one more stream this week. We'll see what happens. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, probably Friday. And then I'm going to try to get back in the groove of things after the holidays. So like next week is Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas to all you guys. I'll at least see you again one more time before Christmas. And then obviously Happy New Year too. I'll see you definitely before then. And, after the new year, I'll try to get back in the groove of doing like 3 or 4 of these a week. So that way we can all be on this ride together. So go out there, create a bunch of value to your fellow man, fellow woman, your community. For that value, you receive what's called money. It's great. Right? It's not everything in life, but it buys you your freedom. And with that freedom, that's everything. Time freedom is what matters. Once again, to spend your time with loved ones and not be chained and jailed by someone else's dreams. Don't allow that to happen. Go out there and work for your dreams. Okay. Love every single one of you guys. I will see you soon. Peace.